This is KGW News at noon.
Take a look at your screen. Have you seen this girl? Her name is Jerica Landon, and she's been missing since March 7th. Police say she's in danger. Hello, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. The search for Landon is our top story this noon. Here's what we know so far. She's 16 years old, and she was in foster care here in Portland. Police think she may still be in the city, but there's also a chance she's traveling north to Kirkland or Seattle or down to Northern California. At this point, authorities are casting a very wide net to try and find her. She's 5'5" with reddish brown hair and a tattoo of a heart on her neck. If you see Landon or if you know anything about her disappearance, you're asked to call 911. Well, part of Southeast Foster Road in Portland is back open this noon after a deadly shooting. This morning, police closed off the area from 70th to 72nd as they investigated. This shooting happened just after 11:30 last night outside Red's Bar and Grill. Police tell us a man was found shot in the parking lot. He later died at the hospital. Another man was also shot outside the bar and went to the hospital, but he had non-life-threatening injuries. So far, no word on a suspect or any arrests. A deadly house fire broke out today in Gresham. It happened at 176th and Cooch around 3:15 this morning. This noon, we still don't have a lot of information, but we know one person died and another was injured. Firefighters from both Portland and Gresham responded. Of course, we'll update you on air and online as we learn more. Well, take a look at this. Fresh snow was falling on Highway 26 near Sylvan during the morning commute. Snow fell at some of the higher elevations, but here in downtown Portland, just plain rain. Kind of a wintry mix, actually. Chris McGinnis is tracking it all for us. And Chris, it could happen again tomorrow.
Were you disappointed that it was only just wet roads down here?
Not one bit.
No, I did see some cars coming off the hill from up in the West Hills with a solid, inch and a half of snow on them. So, yeah, some folks up at 1,000 feet certainly got snow this morning. And by the way, it is still snowing at the Sylvan Hill, and currently outside our station, it's only 38 degrees. This is a look at radar over the last 3 hours, and like spokes around a wheel, little bands of snow showers and rain showers are pivoting around a storm center that's still off to our north and west. Speaking of Sylvan, you can see a little dusting on the ground there. Mind you, this is at 750 feet up on Highway 26. Bare pavement, of course, so that's good, but snowflakes still in the air that low. Meanwhile, check this out. The sun is out. Sort of, at the beach. This is the live look in Newport. You got to love the spring weather here, right? And the puffy clouds there indicating some of the instability. Very cold air aloft moving in ahead, and that will trigger additional showers and maybe some hail today. It's 40 last check at PDX, only 38 here in downtown. You can see the speckly nature of the clouds here offshore. So very, very cold air aloft moving in. And Futurecast still likes Portland getting into the upper 40s. I don't know. If the clouds hang around long enough, we may not get that warm. But the point is, temperatures are still running a good 10 to 12 degrees below average for this time of the year. We finished the day in the 40s. We're 40 right now. We do dip back down into the lower 30s tomorrow. So, Brenda, to your point, yes, there is a chance, and it might even be a slightly better chance tomorrow of a little dusting of snow on the ground here in Portland before things eventually thaw out, which they will. I'll walk you through that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. See you soon. Thank you, Chris. Quick heads up for drivers. It is almost time to remove your studded tires. The deadline is a week from today on March 31st, and it applies to both Washington and Oregon drivers. Oregonians caught with studs after that face an almost $200 fine. The ticket in Washington is $137. Today, we're hearing from critics and supporters of a new gun package introduced in the Oregon legislature. The first bill involves new punishments for people who make ghost guns, which are basically untraceable and undetectable. The second bill raises the minimum age to have a gun from 18 to 21. And then the third bill allows cities and counties to restrict concealed carry in public buildings. Here's what lawmakers on both sides had to say.
This puts power in the hands of community leaders across the state to choose which policy makes the most sense for their constituents.
Bill 2006 and other bills before you will do very little to reduce gun violence in our state. Why? Because we do not have a gun violence problem. We have a mental health problem.
Lawmakers will discuss the bills again in a work session coming up next Tuesday. Also happening in Salem today, Governor Tina Kotek declaring drought emergencies in Grant and Deschutes counties. There are major concerns about water usage. According to the governor's office, both counties are in extreme situations. The water flow in Deschutes County is 78% of normal. Grant County sits at 44%. Reservoir levels in the Deschutes River Basin are also approaching historic lows. However, there is a little good news. Experts say the Deschutes and John Day River basins will offer some limited drought relief. Their snowpacks sit at more than 100% of normal. The trial for Pacific Corp is set to start next month. The company is facing a class action lawsuit over its role in Oregon's historic 2020 wildfires. The Statesman Journal reports plaintiffs allege the company didn't properly maintain or shut down power lines right before a big wind event, and that helped ignite several massive wildfires. Those fires killed 4 people and burned 2,500 properties. In the meantime, Pacific Corp maintains the fires were an unavoidable natural disaster. Right now, we do want to take a moment to remember Darcel, who died yesterday at the age of 92. Her given name was Walter Cole, and she was a Guinness World Record holder as the oldest drag queen in the world. She started performing back in the 1960s and was well known to the entire Portland community. In 2019, her life was even turned into a musical called That's No Lady. Back then, KGW anchor Kathy Marshall talked to Darcel about a turning point in her life.
I had to come in grips with who I am and that I was lying. And I told my wife that I was gay. After I told her, I met Roxy. If I hadn't met the two of them, there wouldn't be a Darcel. The highlight, I think, is exactly that. Be who you are.
All day today, people have been sharing their memories and their photos. Cheryl posted this saying she got to meet the legend back in 2013. Jamaica shared this shot of her bachelorette party in 2018. She says she is so grateful that she got to experience one of Darcel's famous shows. And then Kat sent us this shot with her gals. Her message, short and sweet. Thanks for the memories. And here's one of my own photos. My partner Jeff and I had the pleasure of calling Darcel a friend, and we spent a lot of fun times just hanging out together. She will definitely be missed. Darcel's did release a statement last night saying shows at the club will go on as scheduled because it's what she would have wanted. And details on a public memorial will be announced as soon as a plan is in place. We'll be right back.